Welcome to Kumbasoft DPAA tutorials. This tutorial is about setting, restoring, and sharing appliance settings. It picks up from the Managing Appliances video, but even if you already have your appliances set up, this video is still valid. Be sure to set your video playback to high definition, and thus some visual details of DPAA may have changed. Since this video was created, the functionality will be the same. So, we have appliances set up already, and there are a number of things that we can do in the Managing Appliances window that are beneficial to us. I want you to imagine we may have significant number of appliances, like 30 or 40, which some of our customers do. So there are some features that we put in here that makes things a little bit easier to deal with. Now, we've talked about copying and managing our appliances, but at this point, what I'm going to be talking about is the controls that are down at the bottom of the screen. That is the ability to import and export appliance settings as you see fit. So one thing that we can do is for example, I can select any number of appliances. It can be 1 or 2 or 10. I can select any number of appliances, and then I can put in a password. And this is always required. I can put in a password, and then I can choose to export with or without credentials. Now, I'm going to show this one first. I'm going to export with credentials, and then I'm going to export this. And in exporting this, yep, I do want to export with the credentials. This password is being used to encrypt this information under these circumstances. The idea behind this little act is to be able to copy or save maybe the appliance settings. So something were to go wrong with DPAA or something were to become corrupt, this becomes important to us. So I'm going to create a file called DataPower Appliance Settings Backup.dat, and I'm going to save that. So now I've saved these appliance settings with credentials encrypted by this password. Okay, so the idea is, again, if we lose everything, again, I come up one day and maybe this screen, maybe I have no appliances and something weird happened, which would never say it happened, but let's suppose it does for some odd reason. You just upgraded DPAA and this happened, and you're trying to figure out what's going on. You're like, well, how do I get them back? Well, I can now import from that file. And again, this password now will need to be the same, but I want to say, okay, I want to put them in here. I'm going to select, my window keeps showing up on the other screen. I'm going to select that backup file I just created. I'm going to select open, and you see I've got all my credentials and all my appliance information back. So that's one purpose of doing this, is to just make a backup. The other thing you can do is you can select a couple of appliances like so, and you could export just a couple. And you may, if you're a contractor, some contractors work for multiple clients. And so in some cases, they may have a list of appliances here that they have, or a list of appliances they have for client A and a list of appliances for client B. So in some cases, you may save them and then pull up, import the ones from client A, and then you save client A or save client B and import from client B, and that way you can easily switch between those clients as you're working with DPAA if you had the same copy. But another thing that we can do is we can add more appliances to that. So I didn't select replace from imported yet. In fact, maybe I should. I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I'm going to import the another set of appliances that I had previously saved, and this again showing up on a different screen every time. If I select it, I open that, you say I have some other appliances that I have saved, and this would be the example of where, okay, I'm using these appliances from client B, and then I've got a set of appliances that I use for client A. Now, if I don't select replace from imported, and I just select one of the backup files that I have, let's keep pulling this over. So there's the settings that I made before. I open that. You can see I have all the appliances now. I don't have just the ones that you see that you initially saw. Now again, I can replace and I can get my appliance stacked back to the way they were just by simply selecting the original backup file that I had made here, and then I have these back to where they were. Now, The second export option would be exporting without credentials, that is, selecting maybe a couple of dev appliances or however many appliances you decide. And the advantage of doing that is, let's suppose you have a contractor that has come to work for you, but that contractor is only going to be assigned to work with a couple of appliances, a subset of appliances that you have. You can export without credentials and then send that export file and this shared password to that contractor. That contractor won't then spend however long time. Let's suppose it's 10, 20 appliances that you're sharing with that contractor. That contractor then won't be sharing or spending all this time putting in all this information. You can just get that contractor straight to work in their version of DPAA to be able to pull those appliances in there that you selected without necessarily exposing everything, especially the credentials, for every appliance. So when we export without credentials, basically the usernames and the passwords for the various fields are not saved with it. Everything else is, but not those two. And so that gives you the ability to share that information with other users. If you have somebody new in the organization, you may again want to share without credentials, and then they can come back here and do the mass setting of credentials. You'll find that in a Managing Appliances video if you haven't seen it. So that person can pull it up and then put in the mass credentials so they can set their mass credentials and get to work right away. And that way they don't have to waste any time, or you don't have to worry about your contractor spending hours and hours and hours putting in appliance information if you have a significant number of appliances. So that's the end of this video. I hope it was helpful to you. It can be very convenient at times. So if you have any comments or questions, go out to www.kumbasoft.com. You can see all our tutorials and videos out there, or if you're new to DPAA and you want to request a license, you can go to the Contact Us page and request a license there. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.